Hi everyone, today we are just going to develop a new Dash application, a Hello World application from the scratch. I'm using Visual Studio Code for development and I've also installed virtual environment for Python. So I've also activated the virtual environment VN and I've installed the Dash. So if I do a pip install, all the requirements satisfied to notify me it's already installed in this virtual environment. The next step is to create a requirements.txt, which is mandatory because other developers will be able to use this requirements.txt if they import our application. So how to do that is do a pip freeze and followed by redirection to requirements.txt. This will export all the requirements which are installed in the virtual environment. So I have the Dash core component. When I install Dash, I also have the other components of Dash which are installed, core components, HTML components, and render. So if I want additional components like back, etc., I need to go ahead and install this using pip install. So it's not necessary at this point because I'll just do it in the next sessions. Next step is to create folders which are necessary for our applications. The first folder is assets. This will contain all the static assets and images and CSS files which are used in application. So I'm just going to create one CSS file which is used for designing our application. So it is app.css. And now I'm just going ahead and creating our app.py file, which is used for building our application. So this is an app.css file, which is used for styling our application, and app.py file, which contains necessary steps to build the application. So I'm just closing everything. I'm just opening app. Okay, this is a folder. I want it. I want to create a file, which is named as app.py over here. First step is import dash, which is necessary. And the next step is dash HTML components as HTML. And the third step, dash core components as CC. Okay. So I have imported all the necessary components which are used for building my applications. Components in turn called as libraries for building my application. The first step is to initialize the application. Initialize dash application. For initializing the dash application, use app is equal to dash and followed by name, comma. I'm not going to use the external style sheets, so I'm just initializing it to none. This is how you initialize a dash application. The next step is to define a layout. Layout is what gets displayed on the screen. So you have a div app.layout. It's followed by html.div, which is HTML component, and hello world HTML component. Welcome to Dash. This is the HTML component which I'm just initializing as a layout. And then I'm going to run the server. Right, this is necessary in order to visualize Dash application in the web browser. App.run server is the command. Run server. It has a lot of arguments, but we're not going to use all these arguments. Never going to initialize all these arguments. So I'm just going to delete everything. And I'm going to do is I'm just going to define the debug is equal to true. This is necessary in order to debug your application as an application developer. So next is the port argument. You define the port on which the application should run. There are only three steps. First is initializing the Dash application, defining a layout, and the third one is running the app server so that you can view the Dash application in the browser. So after doing all these steps, only 3 lines of code just to display something as hello world. You have to activate the virtual environment before doing all these steps. I'm invoking the application using python app.py so that it just runs on the server. It just runs the server, of course. So 127.0.0.18090. I'm just going ahead and 127.8090. Hello world and welcome to Dash. So this page will translate into something else. I'm just going to give you a hint on it. This is a React entry point and it has different styles, footer, also the body, which is of course different. I can just go ahead and inspect this particular element, which is div hello world. This is a Dash app content which gets displayed on the browser, and our Dash application, which we have only 3 lines, gets translated into a HTML page. And the next step is you can just style and add more components to your application. So let me demonstrate how we can just add more components. Div comes with children. Whenever you want more components added to the parent component, you can just use children, and then you can just nest different components or different Dash components, HTML components. So I'm just going to create 3 children under the parent component. Of course, hello world 1, hello world 2. I can also assign an identifier to the components to uniquely identify. So over here, I have defined something. There's a syntax error, so the application breaks. Yeah, now it is gone. So I assigned an ID, my div, and I also added 3 children or the child components under the parent component, my div. So this is a very simple explanation of Dash, of creating multiple layouts and also adding a lot of components inside the layout. I have taken into account only the HTML layout at this point. Let me add more components, which are Dash components. So 8090, 1, 2, and 3. 3 of those HTML divisions got added to the parent HTML component, my div. So we can also define, ways of decorating those components by writing CSS, the basic div, right? And I can just write some CSS modules over here in app.css, just coloring it as blue. So it'll be instantaneous, and if you just look at the browser, refresh it, yeah, it just gets. So this is all about Dash and how to write a simple hello world application in Dash, and also how to design and decorate it with the help of CSS. Hope you like it, and I'll just post more videos on Dash.